I'm Natalie Solomon. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, and I'm an actor. I actually did a little bit of theater when I was in elementary school, but it wasn't until middle school when I met this boy who was in a play, and he told me he was going to apply to be at a performing arts school. And I went home that night and I applied for that same school 4 times so that I'd be sure to get it because I was in love with him. But then after I got there, I actually realized I did like theater, and not him. My first real audition was in high school. It was for the musical Godspell. It's just a bunch of parables from the Bible put into a musical setting. And I was so scared, but not for the normal reasons you'd think. I was like, the song, whatever. Monologue, no big deal. What if I fart during my audition? And that fear has stayed with me for 9 years now. Every time I go into an audition, I call upon a higher power. I'm like, please don't let me fart. No flatulence today. Luckily, I did not fart in that audition, and I actually got cast, which wasn't a big deal because all 86 people who auditioned got cast, but it was still really fun. It was such a big family, such a growing experience. It helped me realize that this was something I actually did want to pursue.
God save the people!
So that was my first show in high school, my freshman year. From there, I went on, I was in some Shakespeare shows. We did a regional premiere of White Christmas. I was in a couple musicals. I was the lead in our spring play.
You've got fire and variety and a magnetic quality that's felt the minute you walk on a stage. But off stage, you're nothing at all. When you walk into an office, the average manager doesn't see anything there at all.
And I eventually got some scholarships for theater, for college. And I realized this is something that I actually do want to do professionally. And even though it's one of those fun careers that's not going to make any money, it was worth it to me. My sophomore year of college, I immediately got cast in a Shakespeare play that we were doing and as a lead in an Edgar Allan Poe musical called Nevermore.
For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams, and the stars never rise when I feel the rise. So with all the night shine, my darling, my darling, my life and my mind.
And I was literally running back and forth between rehearsals, and it was so crazy, but I loved it. There's nothing I would rather be doing than pulling my hair out because of all the shows I'm in. My junior year of college, I got cast in the musical Xanadu. You may be familiar with the Olivia Newton-John film. This musical's kind of just making fun of it, in a very loving way, of course. But I was the villain, and I had to belt. I'd never belted before in my life. Why was I getting cast as all these leads in musicals now that I'm in college? But my assistant director taught me how to belt. He taught me how to air guitar with my leg. It was a great experience. I Miley Cyrus'd it up a little bit. Can't complain. My senior year, I was cast as one of the fairies in A Midsummer Night's Dream. But I got pregnant. And so during that show, I was about 10 weeks along. You couldn't see, but I was so sick. Oh my gosh. I would go on and do my little fairy dance, do my little bit, walk off stage and sit next to the trash can. And that was my last show for a while because I was growing a person inside of me. And that's hard shiz right there. Can I say that in this documentary? After that, I didn't do shows for a long time, 2 years, because I was growing a person and then making sure a little person didn't die. And full-time job. But this past summer, my son was about 1.5 years. I decided I wanted to get back into the theater scene. So 2 days before auditions, I decided to audition for Legally Blonde. Yes, it's a musical. Look it up. It's awesome. And I got cast as Vivian, Warner's awful Harvard girlfriend. She's described as an evil, constipated preppy with a mousy brown bob.
Ugh, I gotcha.
Legally Blonde was the best show I've ever been a part of. It was such a tight-knit family. I grew so much as a person, as a performer. I will never forget the people that I met there. And it got me back into the theater world.
Yeah, it did.
So I'm a mom and a wife now. And that's wonderful, and that's a huge part of my identity, but I'm always gonna be a performer.